Heavenly Father, thank you for this opportunity to once again consider the school's business. We ask for your guidance as we consider that business. We thank you for the students of the month. We thank you for our staff. Please guide them each and every day. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Or do you have tonight's agenda? Are there any additions?
No additions?
Okay, need a motion to approve our agenda.
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
I second.
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. We have our minutes from our last meeting. I need to get a motion to accept those.
I move we approve the minutes as attached.
Second. Got a motion and second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. It's time for public comment. If you want to make a public comment, state your name and your address before making the comment, and remember it needs to be non-personnel in nature. Do you have any public comments? Okay, board comments. Recognitions.
Well, this month, I'm going to turn this down just a little bit. There we go. Okay, this month we are excited to recognize February's superstar staff member, and this month it is Heather Forsthofer. Did I say her last name correctly? Yes. Heather is one of our bus drivers, and last month I received out of the blue just the kindest email from one of Heather's colleagues who really wanted to recognize Heather for just being a solid, outstanding bus driver. Heather is one of our trainers on staff. So when we have new bus drivers, she works with those drivers to help train them and show them the ropes. She also takes so much pride in her work, and she does that quietly, but it's noticed by her colleagues. Her colleague Mary had to borrow her bus for an athletic trip, and she just said, it is so obvious that Heather takes pride in her bus. It was totally clean. It looked brand new, and it was it had a full tank of gas, and I just so appreciate Heather. So that is why I in part selected Heather as our employee to recognize this month. And then when I talked to Jeff Layden, who is the director of transportation, he had nothing but amazing things to say about her as well, and just really appreciates how she is a reliable and just a steadfast worker. And so we appreciate all that you do for our students and for our school and community. So thank you, Heather. We want to give you this. All right, and next we have our Howard Elementary Student of the Month, and it is Miss Kalacia Burnett, and she is in 2nd grade. Oh, yeah. Oh. We're going to put a pin in for Miss Kalacia. Oh, he's back. Okay, all right. Because we have to have the people here that are going to say the great things about you. Okay, so are you okay? Are you okay?
Yeah, just wasn't sure where.
Okay. Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, so Miss Kalacia, come on up. Kalacia Burnett, she is in Miss McFarland's class at Howard, and your principal and your teacher are going to say some real nice things about you.
Okay, so I have Kalacia here. Do you want to share with everyone who you have? Do you want to tell me and I'll tell them? Yeah, she has her mom and sister here with her tonight, and we talked a little bit in my office today, and that was kind of the thing that she was starting to tell me there about things she likes outside of school, in school, what she likes about school. So I started by asking a fun fact about her, and she told me that she won an award for basketball this year. So this isn't the first award she's won recently. I asked her what her favorite snack was. She said it was Oreos. One thing an answer that I really liked, I asked kids, like, if they could have a superpower, what would it be? And she said teleportation, so she could get to school really fast. Then I asked her if she could be an animal, what would she pick? And she said a leopard because they're really fast. If she could meet a famous person, she would pick Taylor Swift because she really likes her music. When she grows up, she wants to be a veterinarian, and that was cool because that was actually what I started school with. Then we went on to talk a little bit about like school. She likes to read. She really likes Fly Guy and Dragon Master books. She loves math and starting to learn her multiplication facts. This year, she feels like she's worked really hard at getting better at basketball. Her favorite thing about our school, and I didn't bribe her, I promise, she said being here, being taught by her teacher, and having the best principal. Her favorite memory from school is the field trip when they went to the pumpkin patch, and Mom got to go, I think, to that. I asked what she likes about her teacher. She said she's nice and teaches me a lot of good things. I thought this was really awesome. I asked her if she could be or switch places with a staff member in the school, who would she pick? And she picked Mrs. Geyer, who's a second grade teacher, because she said she's independent and never gives up. If she were principal for a day, she said she would call a meeting to pick the next student of the month. And then I asked her, like, what does she do to help friends at school? What does she do when they're sad? She said she really likes to help them with math, and she likes cheering kids up, and she would give them Oreos with milk. I asked her what it means to be kind, and she said help people. And then we talked a little bit about advice she might have for those kiddos that are trying to earn the award of Student of the Month. And she said she would tell them to be themselves, not be a follower, be a leader, and that's advice her mom gives her too. I asked her why she thought she was chosen for Student of the Month, and she said she listens to her teacher and does what she should. I'm going to let Ms. McFarland share a little more.
Alrighty, so Kalacia is our second grade student of the month at Howard. She truly exemplifies what it means to be a Howard Hornet. She's highly aware of her classmates' needs and is always willing to lend a helping hand. She's a model student who consistently displays positive behavior, shows grit when faced with challenges, and works hard to do her best each day. Selecting her for Student of the Month was an easy choice. I'm beyond proud of her perseverance and the way she always strives to do her best. Congratulations.
All right. Next, we want to recognize our Northwestern Elementary Student of the Month, and it is Mr. Rhett Gassaway. He is a 5th grader, and he is in Mrs. Johnston's class.
Okay. So Rhett is our 5th grade student of the month. Rhett, who did you bring with you?
My family.
His family. Everybody wave your hands. All Yep. I asked him what his favorite thing about NES was, and he said recess. He said he likes to run around and play with Cooper, Elijah, and Gaga Ball, and he was being real funny. He has a real cute, funny personality. He said, I like to not learn, and I like to go to recess. So this is super cool. I asked him to tell me, because I know some things about him, and I know like he plays some sports, but I said, tell me something that I would never guess or know about you. A hobby, something you like. And he taught himself got a kit and learned how to crochet, which is super cool. And he's crocheted some, a bald eagle, right? A blueberry turtle, and what was the other one? Oh, that's right, a cherry turtle. So that was a super cool thing that he's done. I asked him if he knows why he was chosen for Student of the Month, and he said he pays attention in class, he's nice to others, he does what he's supposed to, and he's a good influence on others at school. If he was principal for the day, he wants recess all day, not just for himself, though, for everybody. And if he had advice for others, he just said they should pay attention in class. So he does a good job of that. His favorite fountain drink's a root beer. So we got one of those today. And now I'm going to let his teacher talk about him.
So, as Mrs. Meyer said, Rhett is very nice and kind to others. He's very respectful in the classroom. He's willing to help other students. He always makes sure his work is completed and shows that he cares about his education, even though I'm not sure about that comment about
He sounds
not caring about learning.
sounds real fun.
Yeah. He showed great leadership skills in our student science bowl academic competition that we just had. So that was something he did here at school the whole time, and he showed leadership, getting the group together to say we need to come to a clear answer. So he really stepped forward in that manner. So that was great. He's a joy to have in the classroom. He's not one I have to worry about. So he's always doing the right thing for me.
So congratulations. We're real proud of you.
All right. Well, for our Northwestern Middle School Student of the Month, we have two presentations tonight. So the first one is for Miss Lydia Doubles, and Lydia was not able to be here last month because of a basketball game, and she almost didn't make it for this month because it is just a busy time of year for our athletes.
Yeah, we just had a
we're
basketball
excited
game. We just came from a basketball game.
We're excited she's here tonight.
Well, I want to introduce everyone to Lydia. Lydia was our student of the month for January. Lydia is this is what your teacher said about you. Lydia is great to have in class because she's always quiet and attentive to the discussion. She works very hard on her assignments. You can tell she takes a lot of pride in her schoolwork. And that was the nomination for Mr. Wise. Miss Cinnamon said Lydia is kind and helpful to others. She's trustworthy, always does her best work. In group work, Lydia is a leader, often taking charge when others do not. And I see the same thing on the basketball court. Mrs. Sparling said Lydia is such a creative hard worker. She always goes above and beyond when doing projects. She shows incredible leadership qualities as well as being empathetic and kind to her fellow classmates. Ms. Schrock said Lydia models the positive qualities we like to see in Northwestern Middle School students. She's helpful and often asked to help return papers. She also is diligent and hardworking. Lydia is a joy to have in class. So, really nice things said about her teachers. And now we're just going to get to know you a little bit more. You ready? You want to introduce who you brought with you tonight?
I brought my parents.
Okay. Where are they at?
Right there.
Oh, there they are. Mike and Heather, welcome. What's something you would like others to know about you?
I enjoy spending time with family and playing basketball, and I really like candy.
Who doesn't? Who doesn't, right? Is there any teacher or staff member you'd like to give a shout out to for your journey?
All of the teachers who nominated me, I love, and I also enjoy the teachers from the past, like Mrs. Pride and Mr. Alexander.
And what do you enjoy most about attending Northwestern?
I like being with friends and being away from my siblings sometimes.
All right, if you're principal for the day, what's something that you would change and something you would keep exactly the same?
I wouldn't require classes, and I would just give free time in the gym.
Yeah. Kids would like you. They would like you a lot. Who's your hero and someone you look up to?
My parents.
How can we help prepare you for the future?
I think Northwestern already does a great job.
And last, words of wisdom for the elementary students that are in the audience.
Take notes. On your first day of school, you should bring AirPods, a blanket, a fan, and a snack.
All right. And they'll survive middle school, right? Okay. Once again, Lydia Doubles, January student of the month. Yeah.
All right. And congratulations, Lydia. And for February's Student of the Month, it is not an oversight. It is another Gasaway, Elena Gasaway. It's a family affair for the Gasaway family tonight. She is our February Student of the Month, and she is in 6th grade.
And that's pure serendipity. We did not plan that.
No.
It's just, it really just happened
really
that way. So, okay. So, Elena, you hear what your teacher said about you. Elena is a standout student. Since the beginning of the year, she has been consistently present in her classes. She's dedicated to learning and working hard. She's responsible, kind, and a joy to have in class. She's never too afraid to ask for help or help others in the classroom. When the sixth grade teachers got together to discuss the possibilities for this award, Elena was everyone's #1 choice. She's such a breath of fresh air in our day, and we are honored to have her. She's a great representation of Northwestern and has been a perfect example of our growth and success we want from our sixth grade students. We are so proud of Elena, and we can't wait to see what she will achieve in the future. That's pretty nice. Okay, who did you bring with you tonight? I know you have a lot of family. You can.
Everyone?
Everybody basically.
All the Gasaways are here? All right, very good. Congratulations to the Gasaways. If you don't have multiple student of the months, you guys aren't doing something right. So congratulations on your part. So we're going to learn a little bit about you. Are you ready? So what's something you would like others to know about you that you'd like to share?
I do dance, and I like watching my brother race, and I enjoy hanging out with my family, and I like playing video games.
Is that the brother right there? Is he the racer?
Yeah,
What kind of racing does he do?
dirt bike racing.
All right, very good. You ever do that? Okay. Wear a helmet if you do. But I like that too. Which teachers or staff members have inspired you so far?
Mr. Alexander, Mrs. Hughes, Mr. Burculture, and Mrs. Folk.
Anyone back in elementary you still remember?
Mrs. Folk and Mrs. Kenny.
Very good. What do you enjoy most about Northwestern?
I like how all the teachers are kind and the teachers respect you.
Hey, if you're principal for the day, what would you change?
I would take a field trip to Chick-fil-A.
Oh, with the new one that just opened? I hear if you dress like a cow, you get free food or something like that. I don't know. Anything you keep the same?
The homework.
Keep the homework the same? Okay. We all agree, students? No. Okay. Who's someone you just look up to? Who's a hero in your life?
My mom, my dad, my brother, my mom's mom, my grandma and papa, and more.
Very good. How can we at Northwestern help prepare you for the future?
Nothing really.
You're doing pretty well so far. Just keep it up. And last but not least, words of wisdom for these elementary students when they come to the middle school.
You gotta be respectful to the teachers and follow the rules, and remember that there's cameras all over the school, and don't lie.
Okay, very good. Thank you once again. Congratulations for being our February student of the month.
Something you heard 20 years ago.
Right.
30 years ago.
And for Northwestern High School, our February student of the month is Nathaniel Carell, and Mrs. Berkshire is going to come up here and present for him and say a few nice things about him. All right, so we have Nate Carell with us this evening. Can you tell us who you brought with you to the school board meeting?
I brought my mom and my grandma.
Right. What do you think has been your biggest challenge so far in high school?
My biggest challenge, I would say, is balancing athletics with school, and just to just find the happy medium makes it a lot easier.
Can you tell us a little bit about one experience at Northwestern that will stay with you forever?
One experience would be, I'd say, being in Mr. Gilmore's class, because no matter how many questions I annoy him with, he always helps me make sure I know what I'm doing, and I really appreciate that. So thank you.
Can you tell us which teacher had the biggest impact on you?
Obviously, Mr. Gilmore.
Yeah.
I love being in his class. Shows all the students respect, and it's a great class to be in.
Can you tell us a little about what you plan to do once you graduate?
I plan to go to a college. I don't know which one yet,
Okay.
but hopefully play baseball
All right.
and study accounting.
Nice. Wonderful. If you could give any advice to any younger students, what would it be?
I would say show respect for your teachers. They're there for your benefit, for you. So just make sure you always show your teachers respect and always give them your full attention.
Do you have an idea of who might have nominated you for student of the month?
If I had to take a guess, I'd say Gilmore.
Yes, it is Mr. Gilmore. Mr. Gilmore, do you have anything you'd like to share about Nate? Yeah. We'd love to hear anything you got.
Absolutely. This is my second football.
Congratulations to all of our students of the month, and we will get pictures if you would like to step out in the hallway. This is also the time for anyone who doesn't want to stay for the fun part of the meeting. You guys can make an exit out the back if you don't care to stay and get pictures with the staff members. So thank you all for coming tonight.
You don't stay, it hurts my feelings. I'm hurt.
I think that's the most from one family
I've never seen that many people. That rain's really making it annoying to hear.
Yeah. Yeah. We're probably one of the ones we can really hear if you were.
Yeah, it's need a microphone today.
That's nice.
We're glad you're staying. Otherwise, it's very lonely.
All right.
Start whenever
Ready?
you
Okay. Well, this month for the superintendent's update, I just had a few little updates I wanted to share. First of all, I want to thank the board for accommodating my schedule last week. Last week, I had the privilege of going to Nashville, Tennessee to the National Superintendents Association conference. And the picture that I have on the board, I'm in there. Unfortunately, my eyes are closed. But you can also see Mrs. Bilkey in there. There were about 100 delegates from Indiana at this conference. So it was really an excellent time of networking and connecting with some of my other colleagues around the state, and just some really relevant topics that I've already had some excited discussions with some of our administrators about some of the really great things that were at this conference. So thank you to the board for allowing me the opportunity to attend. I really appreciate it. Really loud with this rain. It's so loud. The next thing that I wanted to highlight is the KSEC Invest program. And this is through our special education cooperative. This is a program that's actually housed at Taylor High School. But we do have a number of students that are Northwestern students that attend this program. So this program is for students who are ages 18 to 22. And it is for students who were in a functional skills class. Their focus for education is on pre-vocational learning. And through a grant with the Howard Community Foundation and Solidarity Bank, and this program was able to expand into labs that are really practical for kids. You can see some of the kids are working with nuts and bolts. They're learning how to use tools, hand tools. They're learning soft skills and how to use calculators and cash registers. It's a really great program. It just launched this year, and I wanted to highlight that because it will go on to continue to improve these students' lives, and a number of those kids are from Northwestern. So I want to thank KSEC for that and just share that with you. Also wanted to highlight this month is National Counselor Appreciation Week, the first full week of February. Mrs. Eckelbarger, who is also our Director of Student Services, is the middle school counselor. Mrs. Harden and Mrs. Nelson are high school counselors, and Mrs. Schuler, our counselor at Northwestern Elementary. I did not exclude Howard. they actually have a social worker, and she has her own special week of appreciation in April. So, but I just wanted to take a moment to highlight these ladies and the good work that they do in our schools. They really care about our students, and their tasks range from making sure schedules and GPAs are calculated correctly and that kids get to walk across the aisle their senior year, to dealing with breakups and crisis and things that are really on the hearts and minds of our kids today. So I wanted to highlight their great work. I also wanted to take some time just to shout out to our finance team. Camden, Parkhurst, Lisa, Wallace, and Megan Reel have just finished up a really challenging month. We had our audit, which when the State Board of Accounts comes in, it happens pretty regularly. But in addition to that, they have a very large report that's due in January called the Form 9, and they had to roll over our budget year. And so it's been a lot of stress and time for them. And so I just want to let them know how much we appreciate them and the good work that they do. And that is all that I have for this month in terms of updates. It's been a weird month with weather, and we're excited to get a full week of school in next week.
Knock on wood. It's jinxed it.
What's that? Knock on wood, plastic table, yeah.
All right. Do we want to say anything with the wind energy?
Yes. So Mr. Layden is at a Purdue basketball game for his daughters tonight. And so he did share his report in your packet. This month was very much pretty much on par with how we have done in the past in terms of productivity, resulting in a $19,960.72 reduction in our electric bills for January 2026.
All right. I think we're ready for CFO reports then.
Okay. This month, you have the appropriation reports for December and January. You have appropriation reports, fund reports, and the cash flow reports that are presented. As you can see, we came in, we ended the year within our budget, and would just ask for your approval of those documents.
All right. Need a motion on the presented CFO reports.
Make a motion to approve the CFO reports as presented.
I'll second.
Are there any comments or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. We got look at some claims.
All right. Our accounts payable claims for this month, you have 10 pages of claims on there that total $1,319,815.06 for your approval.
All right, need a motion.
I move we approve AP claims as presented.
Second.
Any comments or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Payroll.
All right. Between last month's board meeting and tonight, we have had 3 payroll claims, and those total $1,002,784.72 for your approval.
All right, need a motion on the presented payroll.
Make a motion to approve the payroll claims as presented.
Second.
Any comments or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Personnel consent.
Okay. This month for staffing, there are a number of resignations, retirements, and new hires. So for your approval, we are submitting resignations for Lindsay Grinslade, who is an IA at Howard Elementary, and Corey Rupert, who is an athletic coach. We also want to recognize Mary Clem has submitted her retirement as well. This is her second retirement. So we thank her for her service. We also are recommending Mark Fisher as a custodian, James Lasley as a bus driver, and Draven Browning as an additional SRO. There are a number of staff members who are requesting some unpaid days. That includes Jennifer Wyant, Tina Wallace, Brooke Walter, Darian Murphy, and Amanda Russell. And then we are also recommending some substitutes, including Abigail Hibbler, Gail Harpold, Megan Walters, Andrea Culp, and Skylar Isles. We have some coaching assignments as well and ECA positions, and those are included in your packet for your approval.
All right, need a motion on the presented personnel items.
Make a motion to approve consent list of personnel recommendations as presented.
Second.
Got a motion second. Any comments or questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Donations.
Okay. This month we have 3 donations for your approval. The first is from Upper Deer Creek Church, and this is for $500 to Howard Elementary School. We also have a $100 donation from the United Steelworkers Local 2958, and that is $100 to go to the One School, One Book initiative. And then we also had a $125 anonymous donation to our athletic department, and we thank all of those organizations for their support of our district.
We need a motion to accept the donations.
Make a motion to accept these donations.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. 2026 travel and reimbursement recommendation.
Okay. We have a policy 6550, which deals with staff travel. And in that policy, it requires our school board to review and approve yearly travel reimbursement rates for our staff members. And so I am asking for your approval that as a school corporation, upon approval from administration, that our staff members who attend conferences would have their conference and registration fees reimbursed, that they would be reimbursed for their transportation, including planes, trains, auto travel, buses, and taxis. Mileage would be reimbursed at the IRS federal rate, that we would reimburse toll charges and parking, lodging, and meals at a rate of $20 for breakfast, $25 for lunch, and $30 for dinner. There is a caveat in there that exceptions can be considered when traveling to major cities or high-cost locales with approval. And so I would just ask that you would review that. This is very much in line with other corporations in Indiana and in our area, and would just ask for your approval of that for the 2026 calendar year.
I think you may have answered this earlier, but if I heard you through the rain, where do we come up with the dollar amounts for the meals? Is that?
So I really just gathered data on what other school corporations use and what is realistic. There is a government website as well. So the Indiana administrative offices make a recommendation for their state employees on what their reimbursement fees are. And this is actually a little bit more than that, but they were only offering like $15 for a dinner, and that is just really not a realistic rate when you're out of town and you have to eat at a restaurant. So this is actually what most of the other schools in our area in Howard County reimburse for their employees.
All right, need to get a motion for the presented travel and reimbursement recommendation.
I make a motion, we approve the travel and reimbursement recommendation as presented.
I second.
Any other comments or questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. All right, we're ready for our overnight and out-of-state trip requests.
All right, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Gilmore, our senior class sponsor.
Have to use your teacher voice.
I love it.
ticket for like $20 for every 30 kids that go. So our numbers have been fluctuating. This last year we did 37. So it usually goes about 30 to 50. It just depends on the class size, all that good stuff. But we'll fly there. Last year we also stayed, usually we stayed at Value Resort, but we try to get the cheapest price, obviously, for the kids. I think we are going to look at some different ones because the prices at first are going to go up like we do every year at Disney. But we're going to look to see if we can get the cheapest price for all of them. So basically, the three components of what the kids are going to be paying for, they range from $1,200. This last year was $1,250, and this next year we're expecting it to be $1,300. That includes the 3-day park tickets with 4 nights in the hotel. Pop Century's where we stayed last year, and they were actually cheaper than one of the value resorts, which usually does not happen. But they gave us the best group rate that we checked on. So the second thing will be the airline tickets, which is round trip to Orlando, and then through Southwest, and that's the $20 for every 30 people that's in our group. So they do give us a discount for that. And then the transportation to and from the hotel, which is usually through Mears Connect, and they put us on like a charter bus, which is kind of fancy for the kids. They love that. And that takes us from the park and the resort, and then it takes us back to the airport. So cost of the trip, like I said, we're hoping to be $1,300 or under. We watch the airline prices daily, hourly sometimes, to make sure we get the best rates for the kids. And usually we nail those down. We've waited as far as spring break, a little bit after spring break. So we know, and then sometimes we go all the way into October, which is a little close, but if the prices go down, we're all for it. So that's what we try to do in order for the airline. Everything else we pretty much know as far as resort price and as far as the park, because they usually give us a group discount anyway, and they know what those prices are going to be by the time we go in December, along with the Christmas party, because we usually have to book that a lot earlier. Date of the trip, we're looking anytime to December 5th through the 9th. That seems to work best as far as weather, as far as crowds. Temperature is usually warmer down there anyway, but we usually with sports, it's the least amount of conflicted time for the kids that we can maximize the number of kids that can go, which also means cheaper prices. And then we always take a group photo in front of the castle and at Epcot and all that good stuff. Okay, so the other things kids can do, and this has been great, we've had a couple kids that have paid for their entire trip this way, is our fundraising opportunities. They do trash bags, and then they do free car wash coupons. Basically, they get $5 a roll for every trash bag roll that they sell, and I tracked that in Excel, so they know exactly what they owe, exactly what they earn. Same thing with the free car wash coupons. The non-refundable $250 will be collected usually that first week of March, so we know exactly who's going to go after we meet with them. It'll probably be a little bit later this year since we're doing this meeting tonight, and hopefully when it gets approved, then we'll have a meeting with the kids and talk to them about who's interested in going. But we do make sure we tell them it is non-refundable, because that money will go immediately and reserve tickets, reserve the resort, and all that good stuff. And then previous year, both myself, Mr. Rose, Mr. Schuff had gone. We took 37 last year. I'm trying to think what the number was before. It's fluctuated. The first year we did like 50 some, I think. Then it went down a little bit, 20 some, and then it went up. I don't even know who's doing this. That's me getting older, I guess. But it is unbelievable to me the number of kids that have not been in an airport before. They learn, like the moment we get down there, it's a learning experience. The best is when we get down to the parks and they're like, okay, so are you going to hang out with us? We're like, no. If you guys are seniors, you're here with your friends, and then they learn to navigate, and they're like, they're so tired, but they have such a good time, and that's what we want to hear. The kids are making a memory as far as going with their friends, going to Disney World, because some of them obviously have never even been out of Indiana, so this is huge. And they learn to navigate an airport and budget. That's something else. So anyway, all right. Without further ado, I will introduce people. I don't know if they introduce themselves. But they would like to tell you a little bit about them and Disney.
Hi, my name is Paul Miller. I'm the junior classmate.
Get up close to that.
Hi, my name is Paul Miller. I'm the junior class president. I've been to Disney 8 times now. It's really fun. Last time I went was this past January. This trip is something that a lot of people have been looking forward to since their freshman year. My sister went on it and she had an absolute blast. And it's something that we all are looking forward to. And just sort of getting to know some of the people in our class that we don't know that well and hanging out with friends. Disney's really great. It's a ton of fun. And there's something for everybody to do. If you don't like the roller coasters, there's places to eat, there's slower rides. It's really a great experience for everybody. And I think it's also important to kind of experience air travel. My family flies a lot, but I know a lot of people drive places. And I think the airport is something that should be experienced. And I think that's good to learn early on. Other than that, I don't really have much. So thank you very much.
Hi, my name's Adam Lesko. I'm the junior vice president. I've had 2 siblings that I've had the privilege to go on this trip, and both of them, just talking to them about the trip, nothing but positives. It really seemed like just going places with your friends, like they build connections that you don't get to build here. But you go somewhere into like the real world, you can experience the rides, the food, the adventure. It is the most magical place on earth. So
You've been listening to him too much. I'm gonna try about that.
but no, this trip would mean so much to us. Not like the friendships we have, but just to build onto those, create bonds between us now, and those are going to affect us later in life. And yeah, also, Mrs. Brown, thank you for giving us Monday off, the fog. We love you. Can't wait to see you on the trip.
I'm Megan Brooker. I'm the junior class treasurer. So I've never been to Disneyland, or Disney World. So I think it would be really fun to experience it for the first time with all my friends. And then I also have a twin brother, so I would get to experience it with him. And I think it would be really fun to be able to bond with all my friends and explore Disney together and learn independence to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Thank you. Thank you all for talking to us about that. Looks like a really cool trip. Did you have anything?
I think we would just ask for your approval for them to start planning the Disney trip for the fall of 26.
Okay. All right, we need a motion.
Make a motion to approve the Disney trip as presented.
I'll second.
We got our motion second. Anyone have any other questions or comments? All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. 8th grade DC trip.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So we have another request for an overnight out-of-state trip. Is Mr. Weischer still here? Okay, no. So in your packet, you have a letter that outlines the specifics of this from Mrs. Miller. She is requesting again for the 8th graders to travel by coach bus to Washington, D.C. Their projected planning time would be a trip from Monday, October 26th through Friday, October 30th, 2026. This is a really great experience for these students. 8th graders, many of them have not been to Washington, D.C., let alone some of them haven't even traveled out of state. And so for them to have their peers with them to go visit our national memorials, the Smithsonian, the National Archives, they do a cross-curricular unit. So in addition to visiting the Holocaust Museum in Washington, D.C., they've also, prior to the trip, will have read Anne Frank's diary and will really make some real-life connections with some of the concepts in that book. And then they finish the trip off with a visit to Gettysburg. They will be using the Gruner Travel Company as they have in the past, and they've done an excellent job for us. And so I would just ask for your approval to let Mrs. Miller start planning that trip.
You repeat all that? I just. All right, we need a motion for the DC trip.
Make a motion that we approve the DC trip for the 8th grade class.
Second.
Any comments or questions? All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion passes. Got our time for public comments that are non-agenda items. Do we have any other public comments? Board comments. All right, we need a motion to adjourn to executive session.
I move we adjourn to someplace quiet.
Second.
Agreed.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned.
Wow.